Hello and welcome back. And today I'm going to teach you how to make simple bread pudding. That's a nice way to recycle or reuse or just finish off your stale bread or leftover bread. Uh, so it's a pretty nice dish and the kids love it and even the adults love it, and definitely you're gonna love it too. It's really pretty easy to make, very easy ingredients, and you can get them anywhere. Yeah, what we have got here? We got 10 eggs over here. 10 eggs because I'm gonna make two full molds of pudding. These are normal cake molds. You can use pudding molds or jelly molds or any other molds which you like, which you have. I'm going to steam them up in hot water, so I'm going to use these molds, and anyways the pudding just comes out easily, so you don't have to worry about being Teflon or non-stick pans. This will do. Okay, I've got two of them over here. Okay, and so I've taken the approximate ingredients for those two molds, and I got some leftover bread. It was not really leftover, just day old, so I really didn't have time to eat it because I got so much stuff in the fridge, so I'm going to use it in the bread pudding. Got leftover bread over here, cut them into slices, small pieces, not probably just breadcrumbs, just small pieces because they give out flavor and they just look good in the pudding. I've got 10 eggs over here, and I've got 6 tablespoons of sugar. This is to make caramel inside the pudding bases. And I've got 1 cup of sugar over here for the main pudding, and I've got vanilla essence over here. I haven't got vanilla pots, so I'm going to use the vanilla essence because pots are not available here. So I've got milk over here. I'm not specifically mentioning the quantity of milk over here. I have taken 1.5 liters of milk, but it depends on how much these molds are going to take. So fresh milk, full cream milk, toned milk, or without cream, any will do because it comes out absolutely fine. So let's start with the cooking, and I'll show you how exactly to make this wonderful dish. It's very easy and pretty quick. You just have to wait for it to get a bit cold and set down in the fridge. That's the maximum time it's going to take. Otherwise, to make this dish, it approximately takes half an hour, not much. Okay, so let's start with the cooking. Let's catch you up. Okay, so we have got both the molds over here, and the sugar which I had for caramel have poured equally in both of them. And now what we're going to do is make caramel coating around this pan so that it comes down in the pudding itself. When you pour out the pudding, it appears caramel color on the top. So that really tastes and looks awesome. So I'm going to teach you how to make caramel coating on the pudding. Okay, so we got sugar in here in the pan, nothing else, no oil, no water. So I'm going to pour in a couple spoons of water in both of them. Okay, give them a nice shake. Okay, now I'm going to put them on fire, low simultaneously. You can then do them one by one. Don't rush yourself. Okay, so very slow. You're going to let it burn. I'm going to hold over here to hold the molds. Just shake them a little. And you got to make sure you don't put them on high heat because the caramel burns, and burns it will taste bitter and rustic. It won't even look like very dark. So you've got to just make the right color. This is a caramel that has to stick to the pan, and obviously you won't find a trace of it when you take out your pudding because it sticks all over the pudding top. So it's started heating already, as you can see, slowly. Okay. The sugar will melt. Some people like to do it without adding water, okay, because the sugar dissolves and becomes liquid anyways. But I've tried that recipe too, but you know that's turning out to be a bit bitter. So I'm gonna add a little teaspoon of water. Won't make a difference, but at least it won't turn out to be bitter. It gives nice caramelly chocolatey taste. So you can see that our caramel started taking the color. I'm doing it on very slow heat. This one is still cooking itself, but still the color has started coming up. Eventually in a minute or so you will see the results. This one is getting it fast. Just see, it's light brown over here right now. Just cook it a little more to perfection. You have to be very careful so you don't burn it, otherwise your dessert will taste a bit bitter. That's not too bad either, because some people like bitter taste rather than sweet, because just like chocolate. Okay, so we are coming to the right consistency and the right color here. Just a little more to go. Okay, so it's time because it started to smoke a little. You just take it off, otherwise you'll turn it bitter. This is the right time. Just keep it down for half a minute. We'll deal with this one here. See, the color is catching up eventually. Remember, this caramel is really hot, really hot. Just a drop or less than that falls on your hand and it will bubble up. So please take careful. Take all necessary precautions. If you're not an expert, I suggest you wear something, gloves, or just use a handle or anything that can protect your hands, because it's extremely hot. Okay, so this one started smoking as well. That's the color. We're done with it. Okay, keep it on for a moment. Okay, a little. Okay, so you got both the caramels ready over here. All you have to do is use a kitchen cloth, tissue paper, or disposable napkins, or anything which you have in the kitchen, and just turn it around and coat the entire. It's a bit cold. What is this one? Okay, this one is the right consistency. That one's got a bit cold. Okay, just rotate it. It's not an artwork, very easy to do and fun as well. Okay, coming back, you make a nice coating over here. Okay, it's all done. Excellent. This one here is almost done. See? done, set. So here we are. Now we're going to prepare the pudding. We've got all ingredients which I showed you in the beginning are all over here. I have divided the eggs into two batches because we are going to make two molds and two batches, so you have to make them separately, and you have to wait until you mix up the second batch, because if you put in the liquid inside the mold early and keep it there for the second one to steam and wait for it, the caramel will eventually dissolve. So you have to wait for it and wait for just one of them to get prepared well. So I've divided into two parts, and I've got a big pan over here full of water. There should be sufficient water to dip at least half of your mold over here, and I'm going to cover them with the foil when I pour in the liquids. And I'm using a pan. You can use a microwave, you can use a pressure cooker. I see most of the people are not comfortable with the pressure cooker, and looking at the size of my molds, they usually don't fit into the pressure cooker. So I'm using a pan over here. Doesn't make a difference, just a little time, that's it. So we've got a water on heat over here. Keep it to boil. I'm just going to cover it. So pan should be big enough to hold up that mold of yours, and hold up that mold of yours. Where is he? So let's begin with the process over here. So as I told you, I've got half of the batch over here. I've got half eggs, 5 eggs over here. I'm going to pour in sugar, half of the sugar, of course. That's half a cup of sugar. Okay. And I'm going to pour in the vanilla essence right away. 1 teaspoon will do. And I've got the milk over here. I have slightly heated it. I suggest you heat the milk and pour it in the mixture slowly when you beat it up, or you mix it with a blender or a mixer or whatever you have. The milk should be a bit hot, not hot boiling, not warm, a bit hot, so that the eggs just get cultivated inside as well. When you pour into the mold, you have to put it inside the boiling water, steam it up, so it eventually goes into cooking and sets up faster. Okay, so we got the ingredients mixed over here. I think this way. Okay, so we've got blender over here. Let's blend the eggs first. Okay, so the eggs are beaten and the sugar is mixed up, and now we start pouring in the milk slowly. Okay, so we mix the eggs. You don't have to mix it too fine, too well, because you just have to mix it in, that's it. Not to blend it or not to froth it to make it creamy or anything. This is just fine. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we have one mold over here, and keep it in the side for a moment. I'm going to pour in half of the bread generously. Just to cover up the mold. Bread in the mold. We got our bread in the mold, and now I'm going to pour the liquids in there. Okay, just exactly enough to fill up the mold. The eggs the milk and the sugar and the vanilla has been mixed up. You just push the bread in slightly, so mix it up completely, dissolve, catches up the liquids. That's it. Okay, so now I'm gonna put up foil, silver foil. You got to put up the silver foil or something really heavy so that the liquids just won't pour out. Hold it like this. And don't, please, for God's sake, don't use the plastic flinch. That will burn up. Okay, so you just cover up completely, hold it from the side so the liquids can pour out and the steam doesn't go in. Okay, see, it's packed completely. Now we see our water has started boiling already. It's steamed up, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in safely, slowly inside this, and let it cook for at least half an hour. That's the approximate time. We'll come back. Okay, yeah, we're almost done over here. See, it's been half an hour. Most of the water has evaporated and it's pretty much cooked inside. Since we poured in hot milk, it was already cooked. So just make sure that it sets in tight. And then we got the second batch ready with the same procedure over here. I'm going to cover this thing with the foil completely. Okay, it's all ready. Go inside for the steaming. Now I'm going to take out the first batch of pudding from inside the pan. I got a couple of cloths over here to hold it, because I can't use any utensils in there. It will break up and it's steaming hot in there. Just a small hole and the steam will come out and burn your hands, so be very careful when you take it out. Okay. Okay, we're gonna set it here with a cooling rack or something. Just set the second batch inside. Steam. If the water has reduced a lot, you can add up more water, heat it up, and then add the pudding. Okay, so we're not going to open up this one right now here because it's really very hot in there, and if you try to open it, there might be the puff of steam which burns your hand or something. So take precaution, let it cool down, don't be in a hurry. The more you wait, the more patience you show, and tastier and more delicious it will be. So let it set for at least 15-20 minutes, then we take out the foil, keep it outside in the room temperature for at least 1 hour, and then you keep it in the fridge. Fridge maybe 4 hours or 3 hours. It will set it right and cool, and you can serve it as a dessert. So we're gonna come back for the second batch, and in the meantime we're gonna open up that one. Okay. Okay, so we got the final product over here. We kept it outside after steaming for at least an hour, set it at room temperature, and then we kept it in the refrigerator for at least 3 hours, and this is what it came out to be. Now it's time to pour it in a plate. So what we're going to do is put the plate or the dish on the top and just turn it over, and there it comes. Ta-da! Marvelous, isn't it? It's marvelous. So the other one, I'm going to take it out when it's supposed to eat it. In the meantime, it can remain in the dish. This is your bread pudding. I hope you like it. It's an easy recipe, and you use the leftover bread, and definitely comes out to be a yummy dessert which everybody, the kids and the adults, also the guests, everybody will love it. So I suggest you just go through the recipe, make it, and enjoy. Chill.